All right. Sure, everybody can hear me. Sure, everybody doesn't want to hear me. Okay, now I sent the link. Now, um, okay, nobody is watching now. No, it doesn't mean I'm going to get up and drag and do the hula. Huh, okay, there we go.
Hello.
Are you there, George? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, George. I'm here.
I will pet you and love you and squeeze you and pet you. Okay, now, um, for all of you who aren't watching or watching, it doesn't really matter which one. I am the Skeptical Scotsman, and this to my other side is.
Robert with True Crime Unleashed.
Oh, is that why it says Unleashed on your tag?
Yeah.
Why do you keep changing your name? You just can't. Can you not find a good moniker that you want to stick with? Or did Haul and Ass not work out for you on YouTube?
No, that's the Patriot podcast now.
Again, stick with one fucking name for longer than 6 months. Okay, now, first of all, I want to point out that the when I posted that video of that short about the provision in Washington D.C. You remember watching that, right?
Yes, I watched it. And since then, more red state governors are sending National Guard to D.C.
You blipped out most of that sentence, so you have to repeat it.
Most of the red state governors are sending uh, National Guard troops to D.C. to help Trump fortify it.
That makes about as much sense as getting a bodyguard for a fucking belly dancer because a crowd came in late and drunk. That don't make a whole lot of sense. Now that video, let me check my numbers real fast because I do not want to be inaccurate about this. I'd like to be as accurate as is possible. I got 1,300 views from reading that little snippet.
What on YouTube or on TikTok?
On YouTube.
Wow.
The YouTube alone, I got that many views. On TikTok, it got a few more. The one that I posted a few minutes ago, which we're going to start talking about here in a second, I posted it 39 minutes ago. You remember I said it was like at 88 views?
Yeah.
96 now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going kind of viral. So, yeah, we're going to talk about the gerrymandering in Texas right now. Okay, just so we can get off on a decent start on a concentrated subject. Now,
I do have a
the
question
big
for
issue.
you. I do have a question for you.
Okay, what's
Um,
that?
with the gerrymandering going on in Texas and Gavin Newsom unveiling what he calls big, beautiful maps in California, but he's putting those up to a vote this coming November. Um, isn't this going to start a gerrymander war?
It probably will. But given the fact, given what's all going on, I kind of expected it to happen like that. If Texas is stupid enough to go through with it, and now they've gone through with it. But yeah, back to gerrymandering, back to Texas, back to the House of Representatives. Because I actually spent time looking this up.
Okay.
We're going to kill that before we kill any other subjects, okay? Now, they passed the gerrymandering bullshit 88 to 54 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact numbers, but I remember that it passed by about those numbers. Now, there are 150 seats in the House of Representatives in Texas. I looked it up. I actually went through and looked all this crap up. They have 150 seats in the House of Representatives in Texas. Well, that means in order to have 2/3 majority, you have to have 100 yes votes.
Yeah. Correct.
That being said, they passed that bill with 88 votes.
Yeah. It's something fishy in Denmark.
That means that that measure was passed illegally by Republicans
Just to make Trump
and
happy.
to put themselves in better position of power. I'm wondering why, out of all these people and all these Democrats going, we got to fight back. Why has nobody fucking stood up and point out, hey, 88 votes doesn't pass shit in the House of Representatives in Texas. There has to be 100 fucking votes for a 2/3 majority. If you don't have that, it's not a legal yes win.
No, it's not.
So, given that, why the fuck are they declaring victory? Like, it's more than just gerrymandering at this point. It's rigging a vote so you can't lose even if you're lower than the voting requirement by Texas House of Representatives laws.
Yep.
Like, I actually read up on the laws there in the House of Representatives for Texas. You have to, if you have to vote on something that requires 2/3 majority, that means you have to have 100 fucking yeses. Not 88, not 95, 100.
See, with this, it just, to me, it smells like that they just want, even though the bill failed, it sounds like to me that Greg Abbott called in another special session because the Republicans lost the last one because the Democrats fled, and you had some Republicans in Texas. Some Republicans in Texas.
And you had Democrats who were locked behind doors and told if they wanted to leave, they had to get a permission slip saying that they could be followed by law enforcement everywhere they went, which they actually can't. I looked that up too. And I don't know how much you've been watching on TikTok, YouTube, whatever, or Blue Sky even. I just recently joined Substack to keep ahead of certain things, not everything, but certain things.
I've been watching a lot of Brian Tyler Cohen, and he on YouTube.
Oh, and he is going full. You should see his Substack, dude. Like, there's so much more shit for Brian Tyler Cohen on Substack. And for anybody listening or who's going to be watching this a little later, I myself am not Republican or Democrat. I'm independent. Yeah, so if you're saying, well, you're just a never Trumper. No, I'm what's for the better of all Americans, not for a fucking white fascists or anything like that. If something is proposed it only benefits black people, fuck it, it's gone. If it's only good for women, fuck it, it's gone. If it's good for every single American, hey, I'm there voting for it.
Now, I've been keeping tabs on the Supreme Court as well, and I can't remember.
I'm not sure if I call that supreme, but sure, the highest court in the land.
Well, the highest court in the land. There's this one lady who I can't remember her name now. Well, she has filed a lawsuit, or an amicus brief with the Supreme Court.
About gay marriage.
Requesting that
Kim
they
Davis.
go back. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
dude, I read the story like I read that story like 2 weeks ago, and me and all my free thinking brain cell using motherfucking friends, we heard about this and we're all like, that's already been decided. She cannot allow her religious beliefs to overpower her position in the government. If so, she needs to be fired.
Yeah. Yes, it's already been decided, but she is requesting that the highest court in the land, yeah, I should say the MAGA
She
Supreme Court.
wants them to retry it and throw out gay marriage because she doesn't agree with it.
Yeah,
Even
she
though
wants.
this bitch has been, she's been married 4 fucking times.
Yes,
I'm
she
sorry,
wants.
how is that the paragon of family values and virtue? Fuck off, lady.
Yeah, she wants them to go back and reevaluate their decision in that matter. As well, you have this other person down in, I think, Mississippi or Alabama or some shit like that, are requesting the Supreme Court go back and reevaluate segregation in schools.
I've heard about that, and it's going only in the South would that kind of bill ever fucking survive.
Yeah,
Only in the South would anything like that fucking have a snowball's chance in hell of surviving a devil's fart that would melt all the snow in Antarctica.
yeah,
Because the South, as far as I'm seeing, if you're white and in the South and Republican, you're going to vote for everything bad for you because, well, we deserve that right. Like the whole bullshit about Cracker Barrel
yeah.
changing its logo, people are losing their fucking minds. It's like, you want to go back. People are, I hear all these YouTubers and TikTokers sort of, they took away my favorite places. It was like walking back in time to 1920. Okay. Should we go into how bad 1920 was in the South?
Yeah, and uh, yeah, and forget Brian Tyler Cohen made this comment in one of his latest videos. He said Trump wants to strip away and make America to the way it was before the Civil Rights Act. And he wants to strip away gay marriage. He wants to strip away gay rights. He wants to strip away the rights of African Americans uh, because they're not right. Is what freaking Trump stated in a True
Well,
Social post.
there was a video released years ago, and people managed to find it on YouTube again of Trump standing before a congressional committee, stating that the Indians don't look like they're Indian. They don't look Indian enough to me. They don't look Indian to me at all. It's like, thank God we're not judging by your standard, and now all of a sudden we are. It's like you're getting rich and richer. Just like
Uh,
when you got just like when you got MAGA heads saying that he's not making any money off the president, he's making billions off this
yep,
presidency.
yep. Backdoor Don, backdoor billions. Um, Spike Lee, yeah, he sat down
Oh God,
with
he's the exact opposite of Trump. He wants to keep the Black Lives Matter racial shit going on.
no, well, the reason why he sat down for an interview with Gary Capehart, I think his name is because Trump is going into the Smithsonian and rewriting history.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was going to get to that. Like he has said that he has now named himself head of the Kennedy Center,
yeah,
and he wants to hand everybody their honors personally. And I've
yes.
heard it's only a rumor that he wants to. It's only a rumor that I've heard that Tom Cruise has flat out turned it down. He wants
No,
to be a movie maker, and he doesn't want it to be politicized, and that's what Trump is doing.
yeah. Tom Cruise actually has spoke out about this, and Tom Cruise said, "I flat out told Donald Trump, fuck you."
Because Trump is trying to turn everything into his whitewashed America. And yeah, when people come up to me and ask me what's going on, I tell them we're going to hell in a handbasket. I mean, there are people that are saying, well, maybe the Simpsons episode got it right. Maybe he'll die. The problem is we don't need to act like we cannot afford to act like he's going to die in 6 months.
Mm-mm.
We have to
No,
be proactive. People need to get out and register to vote. I don't care if people, well, our vote doesn't really count. Actually, it does if the government, if the system works like it's supposed to.
yeah, and there are
And
states.
he wants to do away with mail-in balloting because Putin has retained power doing it. He said mail-in ballots were a bad thing. Now Trump's on that kick.
And now there's states, including Missouri, are looking at legislation to lower the age of marriage to 14
Yeah,
without parental
I
consent.
consider that a hyperbole statement because that just lets a lot of people who are backwards minded. Well, she's old enough to bleed. She's old enough to breed. I don't agree with that argument.
Yeah, because I got There's a friend of mine lives in Missouri, and she's always like looking up legislation there in the state of Missouri, and she came across a bill that's being drafted or right now in the Missouri legislature that would lower the age of marriage to 14 and without parental consent.
Uh, well, he also claims that people are also saying that he made that an executive order, and it can't pass. He's made 3 or 4 executive orders that he cannot actually pass because they are illegal and unconstitutional.
But here's the thing with that: the Supreme Court has now restricted lower courts from blocking his executive orders nationwide.
Yeah, which means he has the Supreme Court in his back pocket. And right now, because all the MAGA heads are like, we're winning by such a large margin, we're getting everything that no. He's tearing apart the country and its laws because he wants it to be Trump land.
Yep.
He wants everybody to vote for him, and if you don't vote for him, your vote doesn't count. And that's why when people are like, "Well, we're living in 19," people back during the election were saying we're living in 1984, where the Biden crime family is doing all this crap to keep us from voting. What Biden crime family?
Biden
What?
was actually he was actually reinforcing the voting rights, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, and he was helping reinforce voting rights for
Oh, I
everybody.
get that.
Now the Supreme Court is coming along and basically dismantling bits and pieces of that Voting Rights Act. Um, yeah, and they said the next thing is women aren't going to be allowed to vote. The men of the House is going to be the ones voting for the entire family.
Yeah, and that's some conservative bullshit. I'm sorry, if you take away the woman vote and only leave it to the head of the household and only white Christian conservative males can vote, you've literally taken us back to slavery era laws.
That's another thing that he's erasing from the Supreme Court is slavery, uh, saying that
He
slavery
can't
was
do
not a bad thing.
anything. He cannot do anything about the percentage of slavery in as far as the government goes because there's a constitutional amendment that bans it.
Yeah,
But yeah, like in Texas where they voted for the gerrymandering thing, it's not a legally passed bill. But for all these people who are lawyers and all these Democrats who are bitching and moaning, why doesn't anybody point the fuck out that they didn't have the votes to legally pass it in the first place?
yep.
No, all these great legal minds. Like I was watching a video about this lady questioning the Speaker of the House, and she was making inquiries, and he was flat out pretty much pleading the fifth. Well, this is not a legitimate no. It is legitimate. You're trying to delegitimize it. That way you can do whatever the fuck you want illegally. Because again, 88 votes is not 100 votes.
No. Um,
And we're falling for this thing. Well, we need to take back our country. And like they're like the 4 states that have tried to enforce putting the 10 Commandments into back into schools,
Yeah,
or back,
Oklahoma's one of
or
them.
bringing them into schools,
Hmm.
has been unilaterally thrown out of court because there's a separation of church and state. But conservative Christian Republicans want it in there. They're like, well, no, we need to do this. We only need Christianity in our schools. No, actually, that's unconstitutional. And this is what I don't get. People are bitching about all this stuff happening. In order to change stuff, you have to change the people running it. Not just on the big stage, but on the small stage, because small stage is where it all starts.
Yeah.
So for all these people, well, it's not going to do any good to vote. Yes, it is. The problem is you have to get up off your ass and go vote, or you have to put in your mail-in ballot while it's still legal. Problem is the Trump administration doesn't want you to mail in your vote. They want you there in person. They want a one-day vote done, and it's fucking
Yeah.
final. That's what they want. One-day voting. No advance ballots. None of this mail-in shit. They want only the people who show up to be counted, and it's only if they vote for who they're expected to vote for.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'm not going to do that.
No. Yeah. Well, Marco Rubio was on. I can't. I think it was Face the Nation or Meet the Press, some shit like that. And
Yeah.
he was asked point blank if he was in the room when when Putin admitted the 2020 election was stolen. And Marco Rubio says, "No, I was not in the room, so I cannot corroborate the statements by President Trump."
Marco Rubio is in a place where if he doesn't deny and deflect and obfuscate, he will lose his job. I get that. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's right, but I'm saying I get what he's
Yeah.
trying to do. And whoever the one viewer is, hello, thank you for watching. But
Now, I will say
now,
this.
what I find alarming is the Smithsonian
Yeah.
being whitewashed because, well, it doesn't go with the Trump agenda. The Smithsonian isn't supposed to bow down and kowtow to some presidential uh, agenda.
No, it's our nation's history, basically.
The Republicans don't want that. They want, oh, slavery wasn't half bad. We should get back to the good old days. I'm sorry, fuck you. We don't need to go back. We need to be moving forward, not backward.
Yeah.
But Trump doesn't. You realize if Trump manages to live out his term, the moment he gets out of office, the
He's
one thing
cooked.
he should do: put a gun to his head, blow his brains out,
Yeah.
because he's literally committed he's committed every crime but murder in his lifetime. Just like with the Epstein files, with all these people saying there is no Epstein file list. Even the interview with Ghislaine Maxwell, when she's like, there is no list. You had the DOJ had a notebook this goddamn thick. That's
And
not no files.
yes, and it was said phase Epstein files phase 1 on the folder. But Hunter Biden, he's come out and basically is saying that that Melania is in the Epstein files. Yeah, and
Well,
now
it's like a bunch of people are saying, well, a lot of Republicans are going, well, what if Clinton's in the files? He probably is in the files, dumbass.
him
Does
and
that make him
Hillary.
any? Does that make the Clintons any less culpable? Does it make
No.
them any less culpable? It makes them just as responsible as Trump was for being there.
Yes, and James Comer of the Oversight Committee has subpoenaed Bill and Hillary Clinton over the Epstein, over their involvement in the Epstein files.
And what I can't figure out is why so many Republicans are like, well, the other people may be in there that don't want to be in there. It doesn't matter who's on the list. What matters is that list comes out. The names are released.
Now, did you hear what happened? I believe it was yesterday. Um, the FBI raided John Bolton's house at
Yes,
Trump's behest.
it's an act of political revenge. because John Bolton had a book come out a few years ago, In the Room Where It Happened, and it trounced the shit out of Trump. And now they're targeting him politically, which is funny consider. Well, we won't stand for attacks of weaponizing the DOJ, but what's Trump done with the DOJ?
He's weaponized it.
Yes, he's. If you don't agree with me and you're holding secrets that I don't want you to have, I will come after you with the federal government.
Yes,
How is that not
and
weaponizing the government, people? Well,
yes,
John,
and
he
a
didn't
lot.
like John Bolton. He didn't like John Bolton because John Bolton went to a better fucking college than he did. For all
Yes,
that schooling that Trump got from Wharton Business College, which he's he has sued, he's threatened to sue several people if they try to dig up the records. Why would you sue people for digging up your records of college?
probably because he was a
Well,
failing student.
I'm one of the better students there. I was one of the top students. No, there's no record of that. In fact, one of his former teachers was interviewed decades ago, and he's like, Donald Trump was literally one of the dumbest students I ever had. The only reason he passed in business and Wharton schools because his daddy made huge contributions to that school. Yes,
Wow.
I've been doing research little bits at a time. You'd be surprised how much shit you can find out just by paying attention to little tiny things.
Yeah.
But then you have this thing of, well, I don't like what the Smithsonian is teaching because they're too woke. Tough shit. They're going to teach American history, like unabashedly.
Yep.
What's the next thing going to do? Going to say that dinosaurs didn't exist when there's evidence in the Smithsonian of dinosaurs?
Uh, from what I've been from what I've been reading about it, is Trump is basically whitewashing slavery. Uh, and I guess this Truth Social post from a couple of days ago that Kyle showed on Secular Talk, that Trump said, "Oh, slavery wasn't that bad. I don't know why they want to label it as horrendous in the Smithsonian Institute. We need just to get rid of it. We need to get rid of all the negativity about slaves and slavery because it wasn't that bad."
He wasn't a slave.
No, but Kyle with Secular Talk has found out through some sources that Trump used to own slaves. Donald Trump used to own slaves.
Number one, no, he didn't. And number two, his dad might have, but he didn't own any slaves.
That's the Trump I'm talking about. Not Don, not Don Jr., Don Sr., his dad.
You realize Trump Jr. is the president's son, right?
No, I meant Donald Trump's dad. Donald Trump, not Don Jr.,
I don't know what the hell
President
went on
Trump's
with that.
dad.
That was a weird buffering thing.
President Trump's
That
dad.
would be Ronald Trump, I believe.
Yeah, but he owned slaves down
That's why when you
in.
said Donald Trump Jr., it's like Donald Trump Jr. is the idiot who's is the brother of Trump's daughter. That's the current president's son.
And the other brother Eric, the one that's married to Laura Trump.
You're blipping out, dude.
Eric Trump is married to
Why
Laura
are we having
Trump.
so many issues with the internet?
Oh,
I'm checking on the weather right now just to see if we got any storms coming in because that might affect the signal. Give me 2 seconds here. I am looking. I'm trying to get the radar to function here. That or my wife started watching something. Well, we don't share our passwords with anybody, so nobody can be using our internet.
yeah. Eric Trump is the one that's married to the second in command at their RNC, Lara Trump.
I wasn't talking about Eric. I was talking about Don Jr.
No, you said he was the sister to Ivanka, and I said that he was also the brother to Eric. And Eric is the one that is married to Lara Trump, she is now running for Senate.
Yeah, big mistake on their part.
How so?
There should not be a Trump in government at all at this point. Like after this, the only real reprieve we have while Trump is still in office and he dies in office is that um, JD Vance will be a less extreme version because almost everybody but the Trump family, besides Mary, almost everybody in the Trump family is corrupt. They are narcissistic, and they believe that their wealth makes them powerful,
Mm-hmm.
like beyond the government powerful. Looks like we've got a bunch of green. Looks like we got a bunch of light rain clouds, which could be messing with the signal. I'm trying to figure that one out, but I'm not going to be able to figure it out while I'm doing this. But the my biggest problem with Trump is that number one, he got into office. Number two, that he cheated to get into office. That's why when Trump was doing that conference with Putin,
Yeah,
well, it was a Russia hoax, dude. It wasn't a hoax. We all know that Russia helped steal the election for you,
yeah.
and because of a lot of, and I'm sorry to say, if anybody over the age of 65 watches this, they counted on your addle-brained fucking minds to buy into whatever the fuck they want.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring back the good old days of America, back when you were younger. We don't live in that era any fucking more.
The golden age of America is what he's saying.
No, the golden age of the golden age of white guys suppressing everybody is what he's trying to say. Like, and here's another one that I thought was funny. He shuts down the national parks system and says that it's inefficient. He then redoes it so that foreigners are getting charged more and blah, blah, blah. And now it makes 64 million right now.
Mm-hmm.
Before Trump took office, before he changed shit, guess how much they were making in the national park system?
How much?
Over 300 million.
Yeah, and now he wants
How
to
is
redo.
64 million? How is in the 60 million range better than over 300 million in revenue? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, that's fucking stupid.
He wants to redo the census to where it excludes illegal immigrants.
Yes, I know. He wants it where if you're not white and a legal citizen, then you're not to be counted. Basically, he wants a non-consensus census where only white people are counted and anybody else can go fuck off. Like he's disenfranchising at this moment. He's disenfranchising women, blacks, Latinos, you name it. He's discriminating. If you're not white, conservative, Christian, Republican, and you don't go to church every Sunday, even though he doesn't even know a Bible verse.
And
I mean, this guy. If this guy weren't born into a rich family, and he was saying all this shit, you know where he'd be?
where?
He'd be in some park in the middle of bumfuck Egypt, claiming that we need to claim power for the people again to equalize everything. He'd be a fucking wannabe communist standing on a soapbox in shit rag clothes, claiming that the homeless are more powerful than we can imagine. We just have to get up off it. Dude, you're homeless, you stink, and you're fucking egotistical.
Yeah, one of my riders today, he works out at the Union Rescue Mission here in town, and
he had to have been really happy.
I asked him how his day was going. He said, "Oh, just fine." And he said until a rabble of a rabble of fucking drunks came into rescue mission, and he was trying to say that he's, I guess they just all stand in line for cheap booze and drink up. He goes, and 2/3 of them are ex-cons that are trying to are trying to get jobs, and no one will hire them because they've done 20
They're
to 30 years.
drunks.
Yeah, then they've done 20 to 30 years in prison.
Okay, just to pause you right there. I'm going to reiterate something. Remember, we're both Gen Xers. We're pretty good
Yeah.
with body language, right? Watch my
Mhm.
face. He must have had a fun day.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, if you
no.
can't pick up the sarcasm dripping off of my dick on that one, you're not in tune.
No, I could tell he did not have a fun day, and
And
yes, he was a Gen Xer as well.
and what's even more sad is I was on TikTok looking at my numbers right
Hmm.
before we came on. I stumbled on this fucking panel thing or panel battle on TikTok where the banner was addiction is a disease. Single-handedly the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Cancer is something you can't help if you get it. You don't choose to get cancer. You
Yeah,
don't choose to get diabetes most of the time. You don't choose to have heart disease.
yeah,
Addiction is what?
a choice
Why is it a choice?
because you choose to go out there and smoke marijuana, smoke crack, shoot
Marijuana
up
is
meth.
not addictive, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, okay, rephrase. You choose to go out there,
Yeah.
smoke crack, shoot up meth, smoke meth, you snort
Drink alcohol.
cocaine, drink alcohol, get so freaking blind, blistering drunk you don't know where the fuck you are,
And
and
and and
and you
to
wonder why
just
you wake up in a park on your back in the morning.
now, just to reiterate, we're calling drinking and drug use a choice. Now, why is it a choice?
You have a choice to do it, and you have a choice not to do it.
Uh huh. And what happens when you make the same shitty choice time after time after time?
You're an addict.
Yeah, because you're addicted to something you shouldn't be. But you made the choice to do that. Can you say, "Oh, I don't want cancer. I'm not choosing cancer." Does cancer give a shit?
No, no,
Like,
no.
you get cancer somewhere. Well, I didn't choose to get cancer. Exactly. But addicts made a choice. And yes, I piss people off when I say that. It's like, well, and a lot of people are like, well, you don't know what it's like to be an addict. Do we really want to talk about addiction?
Mm.
Do we really want to talk about how addiction is a disease instead of a choice? I chose, like, you remember me talking about my alcoholic days,
Yeah,
and you weren't around for those days, which I'm glad because you would have fucking swore I would have died. Everybody I knew back then swore that I was going to die because of how much I was drinking. I was drinking hard liquor all day, every day.
yeah,
I didn't know how to cope with something, so I made a choice to drink it away because that's all I had been ever taught to do is drink. That's all
yeah,
my dad did. Bad day, have a drink. Good day, have a drink. Got a lot of choices to make, have a drink. Have several drinks. Get so drunk you can't fucking get up to take a piss and piss the couch. This is what I grew up with, so I didn't have the tools necessary to cope with hard
yeah,
things in life. So I drank because I didn't think I had any other options.
yeah,
But I still chose to do it. Could I have not drank and dealt with all those emotions and come out a mentally stronger person? Yes, I definitely could have. But I didn't know that was a choice. I didn't realize that it was the wrong way
yeah.
because that was my education. Now, am I saying that people who are like, well, I've always done cocaine, I've been doing cocaine since I was a little kid? Bullshit. Like, that would be like a woman saying that it's okay to rape me. You're a guy and I'm just a woman. Would you settle for your daughter telling you that?
No,
And why the fuck not?
because it's not her choice.
It wasn't her choice to get raped, was it?
No.
It would be the guy's choice to put his penis inside of her and go about doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's not a choice she made. She can't decide to go out and get raped. Some
Mm-mm.
women do by doing shitty things, but I'm not saying that the woman is directly responsible for the act of rape. But when I hear this argument of addiction is a disease, no, it's not. You don't choose to get the flu. You don't
No.
choose to get cancer. You don't choose to get diabetes. You don't choose to start growing tumors. You don't choose to get fucking hit by a car. Not in most cases, anyway. But yeah, single handedly, the dumbest thing I've ever heard is when people say addiction is a disease. Like, no, it's not. It's a shitty set of choices you made
Yeah.
that got you into a bad pattern. You can break that cycle. Yes, after I broke the cycle and I didn't go to counseling for any of my shit because I didn't need it. I needed to listen to my body. My body told me when to stop drinking. And for all the people who are out there, well, my body, no, because you kept getting shit faced drunk.
Hmm.
When you get to a point in drinking where all of a sudden your body tells you enough, stop right there. Well, my body, no, you got too drunk to listen to your body. That's the problem. But yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody that addiction is not a disease. Addiction is a bad series of choices and shitty choices at that. When people are like, well, it's a disease I've been fighting. No, you're fighting a pattern of behavior that you chose to pursue.
Yeah.
Like some of your bad habits were addictions.
Yeah.
And I'm sure for one or two of those really shitty decisions, which we won't discuss here, that you didn't know you had another choice.
Yep. I mean, you're right.
I mean, at the time you were what? You were in your what, late 20s, early 30s,
Yeah, late 20s.
and you didn't know what the fuck. You didn't realize there was another choice available to you.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can look back on those same choices back then, and say I could have done this, this, or this, but I didn't know those were even options back then, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that you have a lack of choices; you just didn't know about those choices.
Yeah. And to speak of that, uh, I was driving down First Street, First Street today. And they had the open air farm and art market going on, or farmers market going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had I had a rider in the car. I was going to text you and let you know that I saw this gorgeous redhead, very nice very nice body, walking down the sidewalk, and I looked over and I saw her. I'm like, and I remember I had to write in the back. I thought to myself, I said, shit, I should have texted Carl.
yeah. Well, we went to the zoo today, and we saw probably an equally attractive redhead walking around. So, but I am so utterly perplexed by Republicans, and I'm not saying Democrats are correct, but now hear me out, okay, please.
Okay.
If the House of Representatives of Texas is going to illegally pass a resolution which allows them to gerrymander and gain 5 more seats, doesn't that give supermajority states the right to redistrict to get more territory and more seats themselves?
Yes, and I want to get to that.
Oh,
Um,
we've already passed that lane, and we're in that lane now.
okay.
I just
Uh,
shoved us into that lane.
Okay, what Gavin Newsom is doing there in California is, okay, Texas wants five. Texas is moving five Democrats out of their seats and opening up five seats there in Texas for Republicans. In California, Gavin Newsom has moved 10 Republicans out of their seats and making those Democratic. Uh, you had a Republican
But
in
the big difference here is that in California, they have to put it on the ballot for the voters.
yes,
Texas isn't doing that. They're just saying, okay, we're gonna send this to once we pass this illegally, we're going to pass it on to the Senate, and the Senate's going to pass it, and there won't be a vote. It'll be done.
yes. JB
How's that not bullshit?
Yeah, JB Pritzker in Illinois, he is looking at doing the same thing there, moving Republicans out of seats. Uh,
Yeah.
they're in Illinois. Um, Kathy Hochul in New York said that she has a super Democratic
Well,
majority there.
it's just like what was it earlier today? I was watching a video, and where Trump is saying, "Well, next we're going to send the National Guard to this state and then that state. We're really going to clean up." It's like you're not cleaning shit up. You're tearing apart the homeless community, which at this point I don't have yay or nays about, but you're doing it illegally.
Yeah, and Kathy Hochul said that that she has a Democratic supermajority there in the House and the Senate there, and they're in New York. She said that she'll be meeting with the Speaker of the House to see if they can change some rules to where they can move Republicans out of their seats there in New York. But yeah, I mean, just like Brian Tyler Cohen was stating, stating to Gavin Newsom, isn't this
Yeah.
gonna in the end backfire on Democrats? Uh, uh, if they get into a gerrymander war with the Republicans, isn't this going to end up backfiring on the Democrats?
Uh, Not necessarily. The problem is Trump wants more seats, so it's less likely that he can be thrown out of office. And essentially, what he's done in Texas by requesting that
Mhm.
is to get rid of Jasmine Crockett because she actually makes sense. And yes, I follow her on Substack because she is educated, well written, and well read. And she doesn't have to say a whole lot to get a whole lot done.
Yes, and I think the last thing I heard Trump say about her, she was a low class, low IQ hood rat, is the way he put it.
But yet, I don't. He's only saying that because Republicans are pissed off because she trounces them every time. She doesn't she dunks their head in the water. Here, breathe, bitch.
Yeah.
That's what you want our citizenry to do? Sit underwater and try to breathe. They don't like it, so they're complaining to Trump. Who are you trying to text now?
Oh, wife was texting.
Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Are you
No,
done?
no,
Oh, I have two view. Now we have two viewers. Hello, both viewers. But I'm still trying to get my brain past. Okay, we have all these lawyers because most congressmen are lawyers somehow. Yet everything they could point out,
yeah,
they're not pointing out. When when Democrats left the House of Representatives in Texas, all the Republicans, we don't run from fights. Actually, you do. You've done it twice in the past decade. Then they've abandoned their post. No, they haven't. They ran in protest of what you were trying to do. And then when enough of them come back, they get forced to sit in one's. They get
yeah,
forced to sit through this shit, and then a vote happens, which they don't win, but they claim a legal victory on, which isn't actually a victory.
yeah. And Kristen Welker asked Mike Johnson a question. Um, you know, she asked him if he knew that a large majority of his constituents were on Medicaid and Medicare, and yet he voted to basically cut Medicaid and Medicare in the big beautiful bill. And he's like, "Well, no, we didn't cut Medicaid, we didn't cut Medicare, we just added stricter work requirements, but we don't have to worry. My constituents don't have to worry because it's not going to take effect until 2027 after the
Yeah,
midterms."
well, Mike Johnson is a low grade Bond villain.
A bonbon,
No, he's a low grade Bond villain.
vaudeville, yeah.
He's the guy next to the main next to the villain in the movie.
Hmm.
He's the one giving you the soft looks of "you're going to die today." I don't know how, but I'll make it. Dude, stop being a Bond villain. But as it states on his page and everywhere else, he is a Christian, a right wing Christian conservative first before he's anything else. Parent, father, a legislator, everything. It's no, God comes first on everything. It's like, uh, but you're forcing your religion on our laws,
And
and that's illegal.
he's also spoke at several Christian nationalist conventions and dinners.
Yeah, here's the thing that I find funny. For all the boomers who told us to learn history and all this shit, they just voted in the next fucking Hitler.
Mhm.
No, he's not Hitler. He's trying to improve the country. Uh-huh. That's what Nazis said about Hitler when he came to power, stupid.
Yes.
And he tried to rewrite history. Hello, Mein Kampf. He he's going out of the Hitler playbook bit by bit by bit.
Yeah, and instead of the Jews being the perceived enemy, it's DEI
Everybody
is
no,
is
everybody who's not white, Christian, conservative, and Republican. If you're not those things, he really doesn't want you doing anything.
uh I was reading over that Project Esther, and I think I've screenshotted a couple of things and send it to you. They're yeah they're in phases like D1 and stuff like that. Um, can't remember who I was listening to. That they were talking uh about instead, and this being like 1939 Germany, instead of the Jews that are to blame for everything, it's now it's the LGBT community that's being blamed for everything, and they're being blamed for DEI. They're being blamed for yeah, they're being blamed just because they don't conform to what society sees them as, and that's why Trump is dismantling the diversity, equity, and inclusion, because he's trying to tell the LGBT community, you don't matter, you have no rights, and you have no equality under my presidency.
Oh, here's something that just came up on Instagram. I wanted to read it. Mr. Trump said, "What did you think this was going to be?" He was very abrasive, and I started crying and I screamed and said, "Please don't." He slapped me and told me to shut up, and then he ripped my panties off. Interview with Epstein victim Kate Johnson for the Daily Mail 2016. Kate's lawyer, Lisa Bloom, sat in on the interview. This incident is confirmed by Katie's handler, Tiffany Doe, in a follow up interview. Katie was a 13-year-old virgin when she met Trump.
Wow.
Yeah, how is that not sex trafficking?
How's that not being a pedo?
Well, you tell that to the Republicans, not to me. I understand what a pedo is. And yes, I believe that Trump should put a gun in his mouth and fucking end it. That's what I believe he should do, just to save us all the trouble. But he's in love with power. And personally, I think after I think of these midterms, we need to see
Mhm.
a blue tsunami. I think everybody needs to get out and vote and keep track of when their when their local government is having elections as well, and vote out every Republican right now because Republicans are turning this into a boiler pot stew of what the fuck and toxic shit.
Yeah. Now here's what's weird. Ivana, which was Trump's first ex-wife. This was like maybe a month or so before she passed away. Um, she flat out stated he's a sore loser. The only thing he cares about is power. The only thing he cares about is winning. And she said I was married to him for X amount of years. I can't remember how long she was married to him, but she said when I first saw him, I saw in him somebody who lusts after power and wants power, and when he gets power, he never lets go of it. And she made the statement. She says if Donnie ever gets back into office, he will never leave.
And he's trying to set that up. That's why he's trying to get all of every state government to go red. And with their now with their redistricting of Texas, they've reduced the Democratic vote to pinpricks in Texas. He doesn't want Democrats to win. He doesn't want anybody but his people voting and voting for him.
Yeah, and see, here's what's weird. Made a month or two after she did this interview, she was found dead at the bottom of her stairs. That they claimed she fell down the stairs.
Are you buying that fucking narrative?
No.
Now, here's another part that fits in with that whole power situation. Epstein was in jail during Donald Trump's first presidency, right?
Yes.
Not even Ghislaine Maxwell believed he committed suicide.
No. And I was watching I think it was Law and Crime Network, and they actually found they found the video, the actual video from the prison he was in, and there was in this video there was no minute missing. You could see a person in an orange jumpsuit walking to his cell, and then the cameras went dark.
But what was the timestamp for the video when it went dark?
Fuck, I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look for the video again. Um, yeah,
These are the small, tiny details that tell you whether something's true or not. And I personally don't believe Epstein killed himself.
No, the inmate in the orange jumpsuit walking towards his cell. As soon as you see the cell door open, the video camera goes black, and then comes on maybe a minute and a half to 2 minutes later, and you see the inmate like halfway down the hall.
Yeah, well, them claiming there was only 60 seconds missing, I don't think is real anyway. I think they just edited it to look that way. But it's been an hour now. It's time to get the hell off of here. I've got to go watch a movie and relax a little bit. And I hope my viewers enjoyed that. It was nice having you on and staying on topic, not weird dribblish shit you usually take me on. Usually point out stories that are nothing, stories that don't exist. This time, everything we talked about here was an actual news story. It was actually something I'd heard. So good job in keeping up with actual news. Not the crap you usually do, because you subscribe to a lot of conspiracy theories and a lot of debunkable stories that I have to look up and debunk you on.
Yeah, I've been mainly listening lately. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been listening to Brian Tyler Cohen and Farron Cousins.
You also need to check out The Pissed Off Bartender and Midas Touch.
I actually have a membership on the Midas Touch channel, so yeah, and I do watch Midas Touch.
But yeah, there are several people you should be following. I can't remember all their names right now. I'm horrible with names. You already know that.
Yeah.
There's also Under the Desk News. Shout out to Kim for suggesting that to me because she showed me a few of the videos. I went ahead and looked up the videos, and most of them are pretty in depth and accurate. When I look up what she's talking about, I find what she's talking about pretty easily. So kudos to Kim for finding that, pointing that out to me. But to reiterate, the point of all this, everybody watching this on any platform you're watching, get registered to vote. You need to vote on the local level, all the way up to the presidency. You need to do a little bit of research, just a little bit. I myself am going to stop voting for Republicans because a lot of Republicans are just following the beating drum of Trump's marching band. If you don't get the irony in that one, I don't know what to tell you. But
The orange
get registered
Mussolini.
and vote.
The orange taco Mussolini.
You didn't get the marching band joke, did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay. With that having been said, vote often, and vote for people who aren't on the Trump agenda and the Trump payroll. This is a Skeptical Scotsman, and what's the name of your podcast?
True Crime Unleashed.
Go ahead and check that out if you want. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. If you like the content you're seeing now, please like, share, and subscribe. You don't have to. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. I don't get paid to do this shit. I'm not like him.
Now I
don't get paid to do it.
I do have one question. Do we have any Democrats running for governor here in the state of Kansas?
Yes, we do.
How many? 1, 2, 3, or just?
As far as I know, just one right now.
Yeah, because what we need to do especially as the state of Kansas, make sure that these two MAGA Republican morons don't get in that governor's house, because McMaster has already stated he's going to bend and conform Kansas to his master's will.
Yeah, Ty Masterson is a fucking Trump lackey from hell. He was the one who had that newspaper editor's owner's home raided. He was behind that raid.
Yes, and McMaster has stated that he is completely against abortion, and he said even though the abortion is in our state's constitution, he will work his way to get it removed from our constitution.
Well, the only way to do that is just disenfranchise voters. Well, you've got a vagina? Gone. You're black? Gone. You're a Democrat? Gone. That's the only way to get rid of everybody. And yeah, we need to openly fight against that. But again, I'm going to get off here because my ears are starting to hurt. These damn earmuffs I only wear at work for a little bit. I listen to them turned upside down so that I can hang them on my neck. But I'm going to get off here. You guys have a great night. Thank you for both of my viewers for watching.
All right. You have a good night, man.
Yep. You have fun. Let's see here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you have any suggestions or comments about that, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer questions from subscribers and viewers. With that, stay thirsty, my friends.